living overseas is the best education anybody can ever get. Better than university. Even if you go to Harvard, you're still not going to get as good an education as living overseas.
Okay, sorry to be so close to you.
Sorry, dude. I can deal with it.
So Ryan, my friend,
Yeah.
you're 47 years old?
I'm going to be 47 this year. Thanks for outing me that way, but yeah.
You've been living in Asia for 8 months? 5
Uh,
months?
almost six. Almost six, yeah.
Here in Japan.
Yeah.
You lived in Vietnam for 4 years.
Yes, sir.
And you lived in Colombia for 6 years.
Yes, sir.
And you've been to 43 countries.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So I want to interview you because you've been around the block, as we say in English. Tell me about Japan. What's been your experience in Japan? You've been here not that long, less than a year. How do you like Japan?
Japan's cool. I mean, its culture is a little rigid at times, but
Rigid. What do you mean rigid?
I mean they're very particular about things, which, being part Japanese, I grew up with that. So,
You're part Japanese.
yes, yes.
Your grandfather's Japanese.
My grandfather is from Fukuoka.
You feel the Japanese in you?
A little bit. I mean, what I think it's really like cognitive dissonance in a lot of ways, because I grew up with it and I like it to a certain extent, but I kind of wish that things were also more chill, because at the end of the day, I'm also American, so it's still a little bit of the culture shock type of thing. But the Japanese people are very nice, and the food is amazing here, and you never have to worry about your safety in Japan, which is
That's true.
one of the most beautiful things. I like that I can walk around anywhere at any time of day and not ever have to worry about anything, which is, I can't say that about Colombia. So
Yeah, you were in Colombia for 6 years. And you were in Vietnam for 4 years, and now you're here in Japan. Do you want to stay in Japan, or do you want to go somewhere else?
I really miss Vietnam. I think Vietnam's really, really cool. It was
What's cool about Vietnam?
uh,
Because Southeast Asia, like to me, it's like a developing country.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
in terms of teaching English, it's like a up and coming
yeah,
place. It's like a good place to teach English,
yeah.
honestly, compared to like China, Taiwan, Japan, Korea. So a lot of people are looking at Vietnam.
Yeah, I think it's because they value English teachers there, and also because it's growing so fast. They're very much into all the contemporary things that any developed country is into, and also just the people are just really, really nice. I mean, you can go out to any Vietnamese neighborhood and just sit down and order a beer, and then next thing you know, all the Vietnamese people around you are gonna like talk to you and invite you to drink with them.
Is it because you're a foreigner?
It's partly that, but it's also because if you are just, a nice person, they're friendly people too, and they're just like having
Are
a
you a
good
nice
time.
person? Are they blind?
Uh,
I
I
think
try. I try to be. I try to be.
Vietnamese people might be blind and deaf because they think Ryan's nice.
Maybe, maybe, but
But your experience in Vietnam, people were very welcoming,
oh my gosh, so welcoming. I mean, they're the most
and you miss
amazing.
that.
I miss it so much. I actually, what's sad is that I kind of took it for granted when I was there, and then it wasn't until COVID hit and I went back to the States that I started to realize, how good I had it.
It was special.
It was very special.
And you've lived abroad in other countries, like you lived in Colombia, and now you live in Japan.
Yeah.
What's the difference? in
I
terms of Vietnam? What makes Vietnam special?
I think
I'm gonna check
Vietnam.
the camera real quick, but keep talking.
I think Vietnam's the perfect balance of friendliness, safety, um, great food, and cost of living is great, and um, you can make money there to live comfortably if you have your teaching certification. So,
Do you have to have a teaching certification?
uh,
Like a TEFL, TEFL,
it's
TEFL.
I know people who have not had it, but they were also really talented, and I don't know if I fit that mold. So I'm
You just
glad
have
that
to
I
be
do
good at
have it.
what you do,
Yeah,
and you'll be okay.
yeah, and
You're a
so
good teacher. Go to Vietnam.
exactly, and
Now you're going to Taiwan, right? In a couple months.
yes, yes.
And you've never been to Taiwan before.
No, this will be my first time.
Taiwan's like my second home.
Yeah,
I lived there for 3 years.
yeah. You convinced me,
And
basically.
before that, I visited like for 2 months at a time,
Hmm.
2 times before I moved there. And I've great friends there, like lifelong friends from there.
Hmm.
And when I went to Thailand just a couple weeks ago, I met with my Taiwanese friends.
Oh, nice.
So
That's
they're,
awesome.
they're like lifelong friends.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited that you're going to Taiwan. Why are you going to Taiwan now that you've been in Vietnam? You're now in Japan. Now you're going to Taiwan. Why are you going to Taiwan?
I just wanted to try something different. I this great opportunity came along, and I'm just really happy and grateful that I have that. And
Great
so
opportunity. What do you mean great opportunity?
I got a job offer, and so
Job offer to do what? Teach English?
yeah, yeah. So I'm hoping that that'll work out really well, and we'll see how it goes. But
And now you're teaching English in Japan,
yeah,
and so you're gonna do the same thing in Taiwan. Is it different? Same? Teaching
it's
English?
it's a little different because here in Japan, we have these rapid 40-minute classes, where in Taiwan they're going to be an hour and a half, which is
An hour and a half.
what I was used to, because my classes in Vietnam were an hour and a half. So
90 minutes.
yeah, so it'll be going back to the old school, I guess you could say.
Like when you say teach English, like are they kids? Are they adults?
It's going to be a mix, so yeah, it should be pretty cool. I like having a mix of them. It's the same that I have in Japan right now. I have, kids as young as 6 years old, and I have adults as old as like 75. So it's
75. Wow. Do you like teaching?
oh, I love it. I mean, it's kind of I feel like it's a good way to give back, because
Give back. What do you mean?
well, my other job is I work in artificial intelligence, and
Smart guy.
I I don't know about that.
Kashikoi, as we say in Japanese.
I don't know about that. But I feel like teaching English is kind of like as genuine and real as it gets when you're trying to help people. It's that, or like working at like a nonprofit or something.
It's kind of like giving blood, because I'm O negative, and when I give blood, I give to everybody.
Yeah.
And they say you save like 3 lives when you give a pint of blood.
Yeah.
But when I teach English, I feel like I'm giving blood. You know, what I mean,
There you go.
It helps everybody.
There you go. And see, I can't give blood because I'm deathly
Because you have HIV. He has AIDS.
I'm so scared of needles. I can't ever, like, that's actually what probably prevents me from having AIDS, is that I'm so scared of needles. Is this I'm deathly afraid of them.
If we could share needles, he wouldn't share with you.
Yes. I have never done intravenous drugs because I'm so scared of them.
Smoking is more fun.
Yes.
But you feel like teaching English is giving back.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's a way to help people either even if they just want to travel, like if they can speak a little bit of English, it goes a long way when they go to America or, Britain or Australia or Canada. So,
It's funny. English is this thing. It's this skill that people need to develop to like function in the world.
yeah.
A lot of my clients, students, they learn English because they for a job
Mm.
or travel, like
Yep.
you said.
Yep.
They want to travel the world.
Yeah.
But they feel like English is a skill that they need to learn.
Yeah.
And that's just the way the world is.
Yeah.
We didn't plan it that way.
Yeah.
But they could be from China, they could be from Japan, they could be from Colombia. But English is something everybody's trying to work on.
Yeah.
What do you think, like for most people that are students of English, what do you think they need to know that maybe they're not working on? Because everyone maybe takes classes, they read books on English, whatever. What's like the key that maybe many people are missing when they're learning English that would help them with their goal of like speaking English, traveling, working in English?
I guess, that's tough in a way, but I think it's,
Sorry to be a hard question here. Because I don't know the answer either. I'm asking you.
I think
I'm going to ask GPT after this.
I think it's understanding that like everywhere you go is different. So the English that you learn in your textbook might not really apply depending where you are,
That's true.
because everybody talks differently. I mean, even in the United States, like sometimes when I'm teaching English and I see the lesson, I'm like, or the students will ask me, is this something you say? And I'm
Yes.
like, no, I never talk like this.
The textbook is different from actual spoken English.
But I do tell them that like there are places where people talk like that, right? So
Yes.
it's just that I'm not from that place and I did not grow up with that type of vernacular. So I have to tell them that, if you're in this part of America, or if you're in Britain, or if you're in Canada or wherever, like they might not talk like this.
I do have to clarify many times, like there's examples, like they introduce vocabulary in a lesson, and then there's example sentences. Like let's say the word is communication. It's like, we need better communication in our office.
Mm-hmm.
There might be a way that they say it that's not natural.
Yeah,
It's not like what we say.
yeah, exactly.
And I'll have to say it to them like, yes, this is in your textbook, but this is not what we say.
Yeah.
Like I've never heard this.
Yeah.
Reading this right now, I'm like, this is kind of weird.
Exactly.
And as a native speaker, you kind of need a native speaker to introduce this shit to you and say like, this is not how we say it.
Yeah.
Or like, this is the way we say it.
Yeah.
Or this is, I've never seen this before. Like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
I think you need a native speaker when
No.
you learn the language.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I try to tell them too is, because when people talk about traveling to the United States, New York is always one of the most popular places that comes up, and I say, just you need to realize that, it's different than Los Angeles and it's different than the South. Like the people in New York are a lot more direct, and especially in Japan where everybody is like almost performatively polite.
Performatively.
You need to be ready for for the very like hard, direct New York attitude if you go there, because people there are not gonna mince words. They're gonna tell you exactly what they think. And you also need to be ready. I told them about a story. One of my friends, she went to New York from Vietnam, and she's like, "Oh, I was in Brooklyn. I was at the store." And
she's Vietnamese.
Yeah, she's Vietnamese. Very sweet, polite woman, and she wanted to try on a shirt or maybe buy a shirt or something, and the store clerk was just on her phone and basically ignored her. And she's like, yeah, so we left. And I was like, no,
She didn't buy the shirt?
No. And I said, you don't leave. What you need to do is you need to tell her that, look, There's a million stores in this city because it's the biggest city in America, and I can spend my money anywhere. So are you going to help me or not? And if you
Yes.
had said that, she would have helped you.
You don't have to say it that way, but you have to like get her attention.
Oh, you got to be
And you
direct
have to
there,
be
man.
direct.
Yeah,
Yes.
you
You
got
have
to be
to
direct
like
there.
ask for what you want.
It's
And
and it's not rude. It's not rude in New York. So just do it. That's why I try to tell people like you have to realize that when you're there, you basically have to, put yourself outside your comfort zone and just be very, very different than what you're used to. Otherwise, it's going to be harder for you.
they're expecting you to ask for what you want.
Yeah.
If you don't ask for what you want, then you must be cool. You must be done.
Yeah.
You don't need anything.
Exactly.
And I think here in Asia, they're not used to asking for what they want.
No, you
Verbally. Directly.
you just have to stand there and kind of like nod your head a little bit, and then people, it's the reading the air thing. But
Reading the
yeah,
air.
if you go
That's a
to
big thing here in Japan. Reading the air.
yeah,
What does that mean? Reading the air.
oh man, it's like you have to be very cognizant of what's going on around you because people aren't going to say anything to you directly, and so
That's a problem. My family came here just a
yeah,
month or two ago,
yeah, it's
and I
lovely to
told
meet
them I was like, Japanese people are not going to tell you, like, excuse me, pardon me, sorry, you're in my way.
Yeah,
You
or
just
fuck
have
off.
to be aware.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
You just have to be
they'll never
aware.
say that.
And no, this is a serious thing. Like you have to be super aware, so you are not in the way.
Yeah.
Because no one's gonna tell you you're in the way.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and as American, you want someone to tell you, "Hey, you're in the way. Can you please move?"
Yeah,
That's more refreshing. That's almost better.
yeah,
But here they won't tell you that. So you have to take the extra step and be extra aware and be like, "Okay, could I be in the way? Am I
yeah,
possibly in the way?"
yeah,
Like you have to think extra
yeah,
for that. You got to be super aware.
yeah. That's
And with your speaking, with your body language,
yeah,
with your space,
yeah,
with your tone of voice.
yep,
Like they think Americans are super loud
yeah,
and obnoxious, and I
yeah,
agree. But like we could be in the way physically, but they won't say excuse me.
yeah,
And to us, it's like, fuck, just say excuse me. You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
But they won't. So you have to be like, oh, am I in someone's way?
Yep. You have
Should
to.
I move out of the way?
Yeah. I think.
It's hard to explain, but you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely. And I mean, in a way, that's like kind of a good thing. I think what we find just in life in general is that the pendulum always swings too far one way or the other. So I think they do the reading the air thing too much here.
Reading the air.
Yeah, where there are times where it's like, dude, just say what you're thinking so we can save time.
Saving time.
Yeah, that annoys me at times. And like I said, as someone who's part Japanese and grew up with Japanese culture, I still appreciate the directness of people saying what they think because then I don't have to worry about wasting any of my time on something that's not worth my time.
Yeah, wasting time is a, specific concept because I think in Asia they're worried about harming the relationship.
Yes.
And I've lived in
Yes.
Taiwan for 3 years, and now I'm in Japan almost 1 year,
Yeah.
and same with you, almost 1 year. And I think they care about the relationship, and they
Yeah.
don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in America, we're like about efficiency and practicality, and we're maybe like, it would save us time if you just told me directly how you feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they won't do that because maybe if I tell you how I feel, it might hurt your feelings.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly because I'm not from this culture.
Mhm.
I'm just like a visitor. I'm a foreigner. But to me, as a American, I would appreciate if people were more direct. I
Yeah.
think it would save more time, like you say.
Yeah.
But I can see where they're coming from. That maybe it could affect the relationship, and they don't want to rub us the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to be callous
Yeah.
or wrong or like mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
It's
I think it's again, it's one of those things where it's good in moderation. Like that's what they say, right? Like everything's good in moderation.
Even moderation and moderation.
Yeah. And I think here they take it too far. The same way that like New Yorkers are, they should probably moderate their rudeness. It would be better. And so
Shout out to New York.
exactly. And this is coming from someone who has family from Boston, so I'm very familiar with East Coast culture. But yeah, I think it's just one of those things where anytime you do something, too much, it's not really a good thing usually. So whether it's like being overly polite or being overly direct, neither one is, optimal. And it's, I think it's just getting used to that gets tough. But at the same time, it's no different than somebody who moves to New York from Japan or from the southern part of the US and they have to get used to the fact that people are just so direct all the time. One of my favorite writers is from Alabama and he moved to New York.
What's his name?
Rick Bragg.
Rick
And
Bragg.
he talked about how the doorman at his building would be constantly checking in on him as if he were just kind of stupid because he was from the South. And
Like, do you know how to live?
yeah,
Type checking.
exactly. And
Do you need a Coke because it's cold outside?
yeah, exactly. And Rick realized that this was his way of being endearing, so he didn't take it personally. You know?
Yeah, it's a different culture. Ryan, you're leaving Japan,
Yeah,
and there's so many people that want to come to Japan. They want to live in Japan,
yeah, yeah,
and like the to get a visa to stay here for a year at a time or 2 years, 3 years. I met a girl that has a 5 year visa. That's like what many people's dream. What you had that, and now you're leaving.
yeah,
So why are you leaving Japan? Like, why are you not staying? Because I think a lot of people want to come here,
yeah,
and the
yeah.
fact that you had the opportunity and you are deciding to leave, what makes you decide to leave that opportunity?
I mean, it's like multi-layered, I guess. Like I've really, enjoyed the experience, but I feel like uh, further south is kind of more on my wavelength as far as what I'm looking for in culture
Further
and
south, do you mean like weather?
weather, and
It's like 0 degrees outside. It's almost snowing.
yeah,
Yesterday
yeah,
it was snowing here in Osaka.
yeah.
But further south, you mean like Southeast Asia? You want like more tropical vibes?
Yeah, that I just kind of miss it. I think it's because my great experience in Vietnam. So I just kind of want to get closer to that area, and I just think that, like I said, Japan is it's amazing. I think it's great. There's so many good things about it. And as I've said, I'm part Japanese, but I feel like Southern Asia kind of more fits my lifestyle, and I like that Southern Asia is developing really fast, and I feel like the fact that they're developing, the people are just so interested in every single kind of culture in the world because they're like, we're this up and coming country and we want to know everything we can about these other places. And I love that. I love that mentality.
They're more open.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, I mean, I think Japan, like, I don't want to say anything bad about it because tradition is beautiful. But for me personally, I think the developing countries are more my wavelength.
When you talk about Vietnam or let's say Thailand, developing countries, they're more open to let's say foreign ideas
Yeah,
and foreigners
yeah, yeah.
like being in their country. I feel like nowadays Japan is kind of closed off to foreigners and maybe getting more so closed off. I know we're foreigners here in
Mhm.
Japan and we've never really experienced like animosity towards foreigners, but it seems like politically they don't want foreigners coming to the country, or they don't want foreigners in the country. It sounds like they kind of want to like push back against foreigners being here. Is is that true, or do you think that's accurate? Because that might just be the news. That might not be our actual experience, but it seems like they don't like foreigners being here.
I think, I
My
mean,
impression.
I think it's a mix. Like what's happened is, and this is, normal to me, is that they they probably felt like um there were so many that were coming here, and
So many
if
foreigners.
yeah, and if you have a specific kind of culture, you want people to adapt to your culture because it's your country. And it's the same thing in the United States, right? Like, people come to the United States from everywhere, and it's a lot of Americans would prefer that they adapt to and assimilate to the culture. And I
Not
think
really, though. I think at the most, maybe they want them to speak English.
I don't even think it's that. I think the English thing, that's what's funny is, and this is just my perspective, and I could be wrong because I'm
You're
wrong.
wrong. You're super wrong.
I'm wrong about a lot of
You're
things.
100% wrong.
I'm wrong.
He is the
I'm
most
wrong.
wrong
I'm
person
wrong.
I've ever met in my life.
I'm
So
wrong.
wrong.
I'm wrong all the time. But I think that in America, most people don't really care if you speak English as long as you do the cultural things, right? Like, so.
What are the cultural things in America?
Well, that you're just gonna be nice, and that you're gonna respect people's personal space, and that you're gonna, not do things like, this is probably gonna be really unpopular for me to say, but what they're doing in Minnesota right now with the 5 a.m., like, what is it? The wake up, the prayer, the 5 a.m. prayer for all the Muslim people, you know, they sound off a bell, and that means that you're waking everybody up at 5 a.m. Nobody wants that, dude. Because it's like when I grew up, I had a neighbor who had roosters, and the roosters would crow at 5 a.m. And it used to drive me crazy. And it's
5 a.m.
all the time.
To be
It might have
fair-
been. It might have been 5:30.
To be fair, like Jocko Willink and them, 5 a.m. is a great time to wake up. And like you go out and you work out and
I
you
know.
journal and you get ready for the day
Well,
at 5 in the morning.
when during Christmas break, when we had Kangeko for judo, then that would be the right time to wake up early. But otherwise, I didn't like that, and I think these are these things that, like, people have to get used to, and you can't. I think so. From the Japanese side, I understand why they don't like it when people are loud on the train or
Loud.
Yeah.
Like talking very loud.
Yeah,
talking.
like I was on the train the other day and with one of my American friends, and like I
And
even
Americans
noticed
like
it.
to talk.
Yeah, and so I even told him, I was like, dude, keep it down, because I noticed that people are us were looking at us.
So you're
So
talking so loud.
yeah, so I was just like, keep it down, dude.
So
Um,
there's a problem of foreigners coming to the country and not maybe they're not knowledgeable about the manners
yeah,
of the country.
I think it's just one of those things where you should try to learn the subtle things about the culture, and if you do that, then things are better.
Well, here's the thing: like, there's rules,
Yeah.
right, in the culture.
Yeah,
Let's say, be quiet on the train.
yeah,
But then you go out on a Friday, Saturday night. Everybody's drinking, having a good time.
yeah,
It's 11 o'clock at night. People are loud as
Yeah.
on the train,
Yeah.
super loud,
yeah,
and everyone's talking. People are drinking on the train. Like,
yeah.
and
So
it's like there's rules, but people break the rules. So it's like, when do you follow the rules? It's like, if on a Friday, Saturday night you can break the rules, like what's the point of the rules? You know what I'm
That's-
saying?
no,
Like on
exactly.
a Monday morning you should be quiet,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
on a Friday night you're allowed to be loud.
yeah. I mean, that's it seems
It's hard to
hypocritical.
navigate, and I think maybe Japanese people or like native people in the country or like foreigners don't respect the rules, but then they see the rules and then they're broken
Yeah. I
at certain
think
points.
I think it's time and place, right? So like
Time of place.
Friday nights are not the same as Monday mornings, and people
True.
need to recognize that. And it's
Friday
just
nights are not the same as Monday mornings,
yeah,
for the record.
yes. Friday nights are not the same as Monday mornings, and
To be fair,
we
Monday morning we went to see the Super Bowl today, and we were drinking at 9:30 in the morning.
yes, that is true, and that's special.
So
Um,
Monday morning, whatever that means.
that's one Monday out of how many Mondays are there in the year?
Probably
There's
52
52. Yeah.
Mondays. Yes.
So
The
that's
other
the
51
exception.
Mondays, be quiet.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Exactly.
one Monday a year, you can be loud.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those things where you need to realize that they do things slightly differently, and if you're in their country, you should respect that. I also think that it works both ways, and it would be great if people could try to understand their quirks, like each other's quirks, more so. And I think that happens to a greater extent in other places.
Like
But
where?
like even in New York, like as direct and rude as they can be, you can,
Super rude.
yeah, you can, you can,
I love New York.
yeah,
I love New York because it's so rude.
yeah, and but they still under like they will, even though they'll give you crap about it, they can still be very understanding. After they give you crap, they're still gonna be understanding, and that's what I like. And that can be a little different in Japan. But it's because their country's so beautiful, and they have so many great things here. So I get that
Japan
side of
is
it also.
Japan is an amazing country.
Yeah.
Um, but there is something to be said about being a foreigner here, and you feel like sometimes you're being rude, or you don't belong here.
Yeah.
Like you feel like sometimes you get looked at, or like maybe you're not following the rules that you're not aware of, and you feel like I don't belong here. Maybe like I shouldn't be here. You feel like a nuisance.
Yeah.
And to feel like a nuisance is a very horrible feeling. It feels like I shouldn't be here. Just because I'm foreign. And you want to do your best as a foreigner to like be the best in the culture. Like I want to follow the rules. I want
Yeah.
to be polite. Like what does it mean to be polite in this country? You know what I mean? And like you don't know that it means to be a little more quiet than you normally are. Like
Yeah.
you know, stay on this side of the escalator
Yeah.
versus the other side of the escalator.
Yeah.
And there's so many rules that you really don't know. And I wish there was like a book that maybe GPT can like print some shit for us that says, here's what to do in this country. But I think a lot of people that come to Japan, they want to be polite, but they
Yeah.
don't know how to be polite. And they don't mean to be impolite. So what's like some basic polite rules that they should know before they come to Japan? Because we're both foreigners.
Yeah.
We haven't been here that long,
Yeah.
less than a year. What's some basic stuff that you would say, hey, if your family's coming to Japan, here's what's to know? Because my friend, she recently came to Japan. I was like, when you buy alcohol at 7-Eleven, there's a button you have to press. It says you're 20 or older.
Yeah.
You have to click the yes button. Beep. Just all you have to do is click, but you have to click it. If you don't click it, then the clerk will have to click it for you, and you don't want to bother the clerk.
Yeah.
So like little things like that. Like what's some basic ass rules or like manners that people should know before they come to Japan if they want to be polite?
Yeah.
And I think most people want to be polite.
Well, I don't
Right?
know. I don't know about that. But anyway, I think one of the
I want to be
things
polite.
I want to be polite too, and I think one of the things that a lot of tourists like if people are coming here, it's different when people are coming here to live versus to travel and just visit on vacation. And what I've noticed is that a lot of people who are here on vacation just don't give a shit about, you know, getting out of the way of people who are here living and working. And I think that's the worst thing I've seen is that, like, and again, this is just my perspective. Like, I don't expect people to know that when you give people money, you do it with two hands. Like, I grew up with that, so I understand it.
Two
But
hands, you give the doorbell.
yeah,
In Taiwan, they do that.
yeah,
That's
and
very like polite.
yes, and that kind of stuff I understand if they don't know, but like to me, not being in people's way when it's rush hour and they're trying to get to work, that's just common sense. And if you do that in New York, the only difference is, or Boston, or one of these Philadelphia, these East Coast cities, is that people will like growl at you if you get in their way. Japan,
But you
they're
say
too polite.
you say common sense. I'm from a small town in Florida, Naples, Florida, and there's no train. So to take the train is like a new experience, you know.
Yeah,
So politeness on the train, I don't know. There's no book that told me how to be polite on the train. Yes,
yeah,
there's common sense of like don't get in people's way, but I don't know what it means to be in people's way on the train.
yeah.
So there's like some things like I need to be told or taught, to be polite.
Yeah, yeah, and
And I
I,
want to be polite, but I just don't know because no one told me.
yeah,
And I think the problem here in Japan is that people are so polite and conscientious and, sensitive that they might not actually tell you, hey, you're being impolite.
exactly, and
They're
then
not going to go out of their way to tell you that. They're not going to say anything. But
exactly.
you don't even know you're being impolite.
No,
So you either need a foreign friend or a Japanese friend that speaks really good English to tell you, hey, you should not do this at this moment.
yeah, and that
You know what I mean?
and that's what I'm saying, and that's why
I think that's a problem.
I think that's part of the conflict, and that's why people should like read up on that kind of stuff and try to figure that out because that like little thing can go a long way, and even like
What little
foreigners,
thing? What little thing are you thinking of?
like I said, like not getting in people's way when they're at rush hour. I think that's like one thing that everybody should know not to do
What do you mean?
because
Like in the way in rush hour, like the train is packed, you're going somewhere.
not just that. I mean, for example, one day I was on my way to work and there was this group of tourists and they had all these big suitcases and they were blocking the path to get out of the subway. And I'm just like, and I looked at them, and they were clearly American because they're very stupid.
America's are the worst.
And I looked at them, I'm like, seriously? And the woman like actually had the nerve to talk that back to me, which I don't know. In some ways, I kind of respected it, but
Americans are the best.
but I was just like, dude, people are like trying to go to work right now. You can't block the path to get out of the subway. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And that kind of stuff. That's like they could have easily had moved their suitcases over toward the wall,
But
so
they
people
didn't think
could.
about that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's like you have to.
As an American, I think we are really individualistic.
Yes,
And then you come to Asia, it's very collectivist,
yes,
and you think about the group, you
yes,
think about society.
yeah,
And I think as Americans, at least vacationing here, the overall principle is like be aware of like other people.
yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
That's
Like
what I'm
normally
saying.
we think about ourselves, like what's best for me,
Yeah,
but you have to think about what are other people gonna think or how are other people gonna feel.
yeah,
Like this lady with the suitcases, uh, other people are also trying to get places.
yes,
Other people are
absolutely,
trying to get to work. It's 9:30 in the morning. Maybe I should try my best to get out of the way.
exactly. And
Like that thought process is not normal in America. You know what I mean?
yeah, but I think it just, I mean, and
You
that's
say it's common sense, but I don't think it's common sense in America. I think in Asia it's common sense, but I think in America it's not common sense. I think we're used to thinking about ourselves, and that's cool. And there's a lot of good aspects to that, a lot of advantages. which we can talk about. But I think overall, coming to Asia, you need to start thinking about other people.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm saying is like you're never going to be perfect here because again they're very traditional, but those are the things where I'm very much on the side of the Japanese people because to me, we're in their country and you have to at least make an effort. And when I see things like that, that's clearly like people not making an effort at all. And that's just to me that's just not cool. It's like you don't have to be perfect, but you got to try. You got to try. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
maybe they're not making an effort, but maybe they don't know that they should make an effort. You know what I mean?
True.
I think maybe they might be ignorant about the aspect, and I think they would try if they knew that they should try. Is my little spiel
No,
to defend America.
I agree with
We're
you.
good people if we try. We need to try though.
I
Maybe we don't know that we need to try. And in Japan, you should try.
yeah. No, I agree with you, but
Right?
like
Because my family came, my mom came, my little brother came to Japan first time,
yeah.
and I explained to them like, try to speak a little softer.
Yeah,
Like other people are trying to get to work and whatever.
yeah,
Try to get out of the way of people, and if you're in the way of people, people are not gonna say excuse me, get out of the
yeah,
way.
yeah,
They're just gonna be passive aggressive and stand in the way, and you're gonna
yeah,
feel bad. So
yeah,
like, just be super aware
yeah,
of your
yeah,
surroundings and try your best not to be in anybody's way.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, and like even when you check out, like you go to Family Mart, you pay money, you pay cash, and it's like an extra 250. You got to pay 250 of coins. Try to be fast because
yeah,
there's people waiting.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know, you got to think of like other people.
yeah, yeah,
And in America, we're not used to thinking of other people
yeah,
all
yeah,
the time. We're always thinking about ourselves.
yeah, yeah,
It's like
for
a
sure,
new cultural concept to think about other people than ourselves.
for sure.
And I think it's more polite. And I don't think we're impolite as Americans. We're just not used to it.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think we could be better tourists if we adopt that concept of thinking about other people and maybe what they would, if they're in a rush, if they're on their way to work, if they're waiting, get out of people's way.
that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, I think that it's just these minor things that we can do to, assimilate a little better. And
Assimilate is a good word.
and I think it's never, like I said, it's never going to be perfect. And there are things here in Japanese culture that I think are kind of ridiculous. And like I said, I grew up with it, so I know it very intimately. But
Yeah, you're from a unique perspective where you're American,
yeah,
you're from Hawaii,
yeah,
and you lived in Fort Myers,
yeah,
close to my home.
yeah,
But you have the Japanese cultural background, so you kind of like got the best of both worlds, as Miley Cyrus would say. And so, what's it like coming to Japan as an American, but also part Japanese? Like, you see the rules, you've experienced the rules,
yeah,
but you also have like the American spirit.
yeah.
Like, what's that like?
It's, I mean, like I said at the very beginning, it creates a lot of cognitive dissonance because um, I grew up with like really like strict old school Japanese culture as far as like, you know, being very disciplined and everything.
She like a
So
samurai?
not maybe not that
Do
hard,
you have a
but
sword?
I did not have a sword, but I did judo and
What is
everything.
judo?
Judo is grappling martial art
Kind of like
and
wrestling?
similar, yeah, and it's very important and big here in Japan. And so everything was about discipline. So like I come here and I see all the cultural things. I like I said I grew up with them. But then I also see Japanese people who break those cultural norms all the time. And then that annoys me because I'm like, okay, you guys are, you know, skirting your own culture while getting mad at people who don't follow it. You know
Mm.
what I mean?
So they're breaking the rules and they're getting mad at other people that do break the rules.
Yes, I see it all the time, and also I feel like the younger generations in Japan, they think their life is so hard, and I'm just like, dude, you guys wouldn't have survived my childhood. Like, you think your Japanese culture is so strict? I'm like, you should have had my childhood, and then we'll see.
What do you want people to know about Japan? And what do you want people to know about why you're leaving Japan?
Uh, I think everybody should know that Japan is a wonderful, beautiful place, but people should make an effort at least to, learn the culture and just, maybe even say basic phrases in Japanese would be nice. But more so the culture, just, understand that, the people here are too polite to say anything directly to you in most cases. So you should try to learn how to, you know, not get in their way exactly, basically. And as far as leaving Japan, like I said, I think I grew up with this culture and I just want to do something different. And I think that's what I loved about living in Vietnam is that it's different there from what I grew up with. And I'm looking forward to new experience in Taiwan. I think, as I said, it's hard when, like, if you grow up with a certain culture and you see the rules being broken and you can't really say anything because you're in their country, which is what I'm experiencing. But at the same time, I had this hardcore disciplined childhood with judo and, you know, having to follow all these rules or I would be punished very harshly. So again, it creates this cognitive dissonance, and I feel like if I'm somewhere else and people are a little more fast and loose with the rules, then it's kind of like okay, that's fine because I didn't grow up with that culture, so it's more palatable for me.
People need to know before they come to Japan that they need to like do some reading. They need to study up on some manners before they come here to
Yeah,
have a better
absolutely,
experience. Because
absolutely.
otherwise, if you have no idea what you're doing and you come here, you might feel like you're getting stared at and you're being rude and you have no idea why you're being rude or how you're being rude. And if you do some research, do some reading before you come here, you'll have a way better experience.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely,
um,
absolutely.
you just need to get educated, and the people here are not going to educate you. That's
No,
the
no,
problem.
no.
If you're in America, people be like, "Hey, do you know what you're doing right now is being rude?
Yeah, exactly.
This is actually how we do it here, just so you know." That's what we say in America.
Yeah,
But here, they're not direct. They don't communicate in that way, um, for better or for worse. And so you have to like take your own initiative and be a little extra aware
yeah,
and sensitive to get to that place.
yeah.
So extra cognitive load for you, but I think it's worth it.
Uh,
Yeah.
yep, absolutely.
We had a long ass conversation. I think it was very productive. I think
Yes,
people got some good information about Japan, like
I hope so.
living abroad here and visiting here.
I hope so.
But definitely come here. It's a
Yes,
beautiful place. It's a beautiful country, as you said.
beautiful
Amazing
country,
country.
beautiful country,
What's
beautiful people.
what's the best part about Japan?
The safety. It's one of the safest countries you'll ever visit. You don't really have to, worry about anything. You can be walking around at any hour at night, and nobody's really gonna mess with you. It's lovely. I love that, and I love that the grocery stores are open 24 hours. So if I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm hungry, I can just walk a block or two to the grocery store and get some food. It's great.
That's awesome. All right, stay tuned for some more. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you, sir.
See you in Taiwan.
Yes, absolutely. I hope so.
Next episode in Taiwan.
Yes.
All right. Have a good night.